Doctor Who, an introduction, part 2. Continuing from where I left off, the new series, as I mentioned, is directly connected to the classic series. There was no reboot, and there was no reboot necessary. There are many series that have been put out in the past several years that have been reboots of classic series, and they have either done really well or they've died miserable deaths. It's a gamble when you do something such as that. By making the conscious decision to continue with the series as was with Doctor Who and keep those initial story threads in place and just keep going with it was brilliant on the part of Russell T Davies. The show is now headed by Stephen Moffat, as I mentioned in my previous video, and the current Doctor is Matt Smith. Briefly going on to the topic now of a Doctor Who movie. There has been discussions that David Yates is planning a reboot. Stephen Moffat has denied that on his Twitter page. And I don't think anyone really knows except the people that are involved with it. So until the movie is done and out, I think speculating is really not even worth our time until we have something tangible to watch. At this point, we have the classic series, we have the new series, and we have a few other things here and there as well, audio, written books, and so on. I will do various reviews and discussions on these other mediums as well at a later date. But at this point in time, I'm going to suggest, if you've seen Doctor Who growing up and you haven't seen it in years, go back and watch one of the classic episodes. You can find them readily enough online. And I'm going to be giving you a list in my next video of classic episodes to watch. The same is true for the new series. Just dive in and start watching an episode with no commercials and enjoy. Because it's just as good today as it was years ago. That said, if by chance you Google Doctor Who and you see Peter Cushing come up as a related actor, avoid the Peter Cushing Doctor Who movies. It's not that Peter Cushing is a bad actor. He was a phenomenal actor. But the Peter Cushing Doctor Who movies were very campy. And they did not fall into the Doctor Who universe at all. They were separate, and they still stand as separate films. They were based on 2 William Hartnell episodes that aired in the early 60s. And I would suggest, if you're going to watch the Cushing movies, that you at least watch those episodes that they're based off of first. But they're really not necessary to watch unless you're really, really curious about, how they were presented and so on and so forth. They take away from the character of the Doctor. They really take away from the magic that makes him so mysterious. and they make him more of a joke in a lot of aspects. I think for the time, it was the 1960s, that was something that maybe the movie companies thought we needed. But now with the 50-year legacy behind the show, movie makers today are not going to make that same mistake that was made with the Cushing films. And if they do a series reboot, and if it is done properly, classic fans and new fans alike will love the movie itself. So there's my take on that for now. I hope everyone has enjoyed this. Feel free to comment, message me, whatever. I'm more than happy to discuss this further. And please stay tuned for my suggestions on episodes to watch of the classic series. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll talk to you all very soon.